Hi Stitches, Julie Hall here, and today I want to show you how I create the You Do You zippered pouch with this fantastic little inset zipper at the end. So what we've got here, as you can see, is the standard pouch, but we've created it so that there is a separate zippered area in the back. It's fully lined and it is perfect, and I'm loving this size because it's perfect for carrying around all of my cables. So absolutely adoring that. Okay, let's get started. And what we've got here is our fabrics. So I'm going to start off by getting my zippers and my fabrics together. I'm using 2 pieces of Star Wars fabric as my main fabric. The plain black will be inside the back zippered section, and then this fun and funky love heart fabric will be my pouch lining. And I've very deliberately used 3 different fabrics so that you won't get confused as we go along. I've got a number 5 zipper for the main pouch, and I've used my zipper loader to attach that, and I've got a number 3 zipper for the back of the design. Next, we're going to come through and we're going to start our stitching. Now there are 3 different hoopings into this design, but they're so quick you really won't even notice it. So I'm going to start out. Now I'm doing the finished size of a 150 by 140 design, and I'm going to start off by making the back pouch, and for that I am going to need my Star Wars fabric, or my main fabric, and a piece of that pocket backing fabric, which for me is the plain black. Now at this stage we want to make sure that our fabric is going to be the right way up, and it's with right sides together that we are then going to load that fabric into our machine. Make sure it's even within the hoop, and then stitch the single colorway that is involved in this design and you can see it's just a rectangle there. Once we've stitched that rectangle, we can come over to the workbench. So once your stitching is finished, come through and in the center of that rectangle that you've stitched, cut through all of the layers and then cut into the corners. Now the better you cut into these corners, the better your final design is going to look. And we'll come through. Once you've cut those corners, take one of the fabric pieces, and I'm using my main one here, and pull it out to the other side, and we're going to start pressing. Now, to get the crispiest edge on my zipper area that we've just created, come through and press the seam down and then press open. And this is just going to give you the nicest seam when you finish. So we press down that way and then press open, and what you'll be left with is a window, and that is where our zipper is going to go in. Make sure you don't distort the fabric too much, press from both sides just to get a beautiful finish. And then once we've got that finish, we're ready to move on to the next step. So the next step is to put the entire back pieces together. Colorway 1 is going to stitch out where to place our zipper, and we're going to take that number 5 zipper, which is, sorry, the number 3 zipper, which is the smaller one, and colorway 2 and colorway 3 are going to hold that down in place. If you then move that zipper tab into place, you'll be able to take that first fabric, mark the center so that you can line it up with the center of the hoop, and then stitch the second last colorway, and feel free to use your stop and starts so that you are stitching that fabric around the zipper, which creates the entire zippered area. Now, the last thing that we're going to do is now put the back of the backing on to turn it into a fully lined zipper. So lay that back piece on and stitch the final colorway to hold all of those elements together. Once you've done that, you can remove it from the hoop, and I'm then going to pull away all the excess stabilizer and re-hoop to start the next part. Now we are on to the main construction of the zippered pouch. I've got my main fabric with my edge pressed down, and I've got the lining fabric and one of those edges are pressed down, and then I've got my backing fabric which already has the zipper in it. So now we are ready to get started. So now we're going to start putting the main pouch together, and I'm going to start by stitching colorway 1, which is the outline, and it shows us where we are going to place our zipper. Now remember, for this part I'm using the size 5 zipper, which is that little bit wider. Colorway 2 holds down the top, and colorway 3 holds down the bottom of the zipper. Then I'm going to take my Star Wars fabric with the folded over end and stitch it down using colorway 4. Colorway 5 is going to stitch the front of the lining on, and this is again that folded over piece. So I'm using my my magna pins to hold that down, and then stitching. And before you remove the pins, just make sure that all that stitching is held down properly, and then return the hoop to your machine. And I'm just going to hold down the bottom of that fabric with my magna pins as well. Okay, once we've done that, let's put our zipper in the center and take the backing fabric, line it up again, those center points on the hoop, and then stitch the second last colorway to hold all of that down. Now you're going through a couple of layers here, so it is worth slowing the machine down just that little bit. I also just want to put a little tab just for if I want to secure my pouch onto anything, and quite honestly because I had some Star Wars ribbon. So insert that near the zipper and then finish the stitching going slowly over that zipper tab. Okay, so now we are up to our last colorway, and the last colorway is putting the last piece of lining on. So again, secure it with magna pins outside of the stitching area, return the hoop to the machine, and stitch that final colorway. And I'm using construction thread, so just a Gutermann thread at this stage. And I'm just going to make sure that that zipper is going to go over, that my presser foot's going to go over that zipper easily. And then all of my stitching is complete. So I can come back to the machine and remove the excess stabilizer and trim off any loose threads that you might have there as well. Now take your scissors and trim around about 1/4 inch all the way around, except for that opening down the bottom where you want to leave about 1 inch, just to give you fabric to pull through. Once you've done that, take the bulk of the fabric, so anything that's not that inner lining fabric, and trim that away, leaving you with only the inner lining fabric. Take your time and turn the project right side out. Now, I love to get my corners perfect with either my thang or my finger thang and a chopstick. I know it sounds weird that I would use both, but the chopstick's great for those corners that are a little bit further away, and my finger thang is perfect just for getting into those tighter corners. Okay, once I've done that, I'm going to go back and press everything, and I'm going to use my double-sided tape to close that up. If you are a hand stitcher, you can hand stitch this. So once I turn that through, I can come through and use the press to close everything up fully, and then open up the main zipper and turn the pouch right side out. Now again, use your thang here, whether it be the finger or the traditional, just to turn everything right side out and keep it as pretty and as square as possible. And what you're left with is a great zippered pouch with a back opening. All of our designs, all of the sizes of the machines, all of the designs in the You Do You collection now have the ability to create this back pouch or back inset zipper. So I hope you've enjoyed this project. It is such a fun one to do, and once again just gives you so much more flexibility with that You Do You collection. The updates have now been sent out, so if you've previously purchased the You Do You collection, you already have this update waiting for you in your email. If you purchase it today, you'll have all of those updates available for you. I do hope you've enjoyed this project, and keep on watching us, or check us out on Locked In Stitches for more great embroidery projects. Until next time, have a stitching day. Bye.